Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, Batman the Three Jokers, Red Hood. This is Jason Todd, a modern Bat ally. Jason Todd makes perfect sense to be in the Three Joker storyline. Red Hood and Joker go way back. Joker actually killed him at one point. I got this figure at the Corey Mart. That's a little inside joke. Shout out to my boy Corey, local collector that got this for me at Target. I appreciate it a lot. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Red Hood. Here he's in the package. He has a crowbar, display stand, collector's card, no guns. It's pretty annoying because he has trigger fingers. Obviously he was intended to have guns. Warner Brothers has made it a policy. No officially licensed DC figures from any company will come with guns. That affects Mafex, Mezco, McFarlane, Amazing Yamaguchi, pretty much everybody. One side of the package, Red Hood from Batman the Three Jokers. Other side, Red Hood. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. And in the back, here's Red Hood posed up in what looks like a cemetery. And here are a bunch of other recent release McFarlane DC Multiverse figures you should check out. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Normally, this will be the part of the video where I say I bought 2 Red Hoods, one to open, one to keep unopened, but there was only one at the store. Package a little bit beat up, so this is definitely the one I'm going to open. These are the 3 figures I have so far from the Three Jokers wave. Hoping to find the other Jokers soon at Target and Walmart, but I don't believe anyone has actually seen Batman at a local store yet. Hoping to find them, or Amazon comes through with the pre-order. Fingers crossed. And now that I just said I need a second Red Hood, my boy Corey found the rest of the wave for me with the exception of Batman, and of course the Platinum Red Hood. Still looking for those 2 guys. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with a crowbar, a display stand, and a collector's card. No guns. We've already discussed that, so I won't beat that dead horse with a stick. But come on, Warner Brothers, use up on this. Our DC figures need guns. So this is Jason Todd, aka the Red Hood, a Batman ally in his modern outfit. He still has that sort of biker look to him with the helmet, but it's a little more modernized. I kind of like they dropped the bat symbol off the chest, but I wish he had a little R on his breast. So let's take a look. Start with his helmet. It looks good. Metallic paint job. I like it. I doubt it's the same as the other one. We'll check that out later in the video. You can see he's got this red hood for his hoodie, not over his head. I'm glad they added it like this. He's got this jacket made of a rubbery, very stretchable material. You can probably pull that right off. Now I love his armor here. Little buckles. Reminds me of the old school Robin suit. I bet you could do some nice customizing stuff here. I know my boy Jason wants to make a modern Robin. That'd be really cool. Double jointed knees. Double jointed elbows. Jacket has nice texturing going on. The wrinkles looks good. His boots. Bottom half looks very familiar. I doubt it's the same as the other guy, but we will check that out. So far, I am very much enjoying what I'm seeing. And just a closer look at his face, helmet, or head sculpt. I think they did an excellent job. You can see the metallic paint job. Looks different than his hood. He's got some personality. Look at his brow there. His eyes are white, a little bit of black around them, no mouth. I think they did a really nice job on his head. And you can see in the corner of the eye, on top of his helmet, he has sort of a domino mask painted with the Batman logo. And if you were curious, the jacket comes right off. It's not glued or attached in any way. Very rubbery, very easy to get off. And I really like this body here. The sculpt is nice. The buckles, the muscles, the sort of semi-armored look. I could see them reusing this for some upcoming figures. Now let's check out his accessories. And let's start with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane stand. Black perfect circle. Says DC. Very thin. Very basic. Here's his collector's card. You can see Jason Todd walking around in a cemetery. Red Hood from Batman the Three Jokers. On the back, there's a little description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Then he has a crowbar. It appears to be the same one that came with the Rebirth Joker and the unmasked Jason Todd. The new comedian Joker came with a different crowbar. Looks pretty good. Got the fork at the top. Dark gray. It's a little bit shiny, metallic. Here's this Red Hood's crowbar in the middle, next to the Rebirth Joker's crowbar and the unmasked Red Hood's crowbar. All three of them have a slightly different paint job, and I appreciate that. And here's Red Hood's crowbar, next to the three Jokers, comedian Joker's crowbar. That crowbar is considerably bigger. It is way too oversized for the figure. I personally would have just preferred them to re-release this crowbar again with the comedian Joker. And it's just one more crowbar to add to the massive amount of crowbars I have in various shapes and sizes in the collection. Here's Red Hood, holding the crowbar. So he doesn't come with any other accessories, but he should come with some guns. Let's talk about that for a second. Look at his hands here. They both have trigger fingers. You may wonder, will his hands work with the guns from the previous release of Red Hood? And the answer is yes. These are the exact same hands. So I took the two pistols from the first Red Hood to see if they'd fit in the new guy, and I already know they will. And yeah, they sure fit. Here's Red Hood as he should be, with a couple of guns. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, I wanted to check out the reuse with the original Red Hood. And I can really tell you everything just by looking at these guys. Their feet, their legs, their crotch, 100% identical from the waist down, minus the holsters here. Their hands were 100% the same. Their torso, jacket, biceps, and forearms are all different, and of course, the heads are considerably different. They're both great, though. I actually have an extra of the original Red Hood, because I got them both the single release and in the 2-pack. I put this unmasked head with a domino mask on it. I might try a leg swap. Never done that before. Might just see if this works. That way he can have the holsters on the new Red Hood. So I took some boiling water, put my extra Red Hood figure in there. Didn't want to do it with the new Red Hood at first, just make sure everything would work okay. Now the legs here, the peg is in the legs. The holster is permanently attached, so you can't simply just swap the holster off. You have to swap the entire bottom half. Now because the peg is in the legs, this here is what you want to make soft. You want to make sure to dip this guy into hot water, and he should come off there. And just like I hoped, it worked perfect. Now I've got the three Jokers Red Hood with holsters and guns. The only thing I had to sacrifice was that little bit of lines that are painted red on the three Jokers legs. I definitely think that's a fair trade-off. And before we continue on to the next section of the video, here are all three of the McFarlane Jason Todd figures. I was curious how this new three Jokers Red Hood would look with each of the other heads on there. Here's Red Hood with the three Jokers head. And here, with the first release Red Hood's head on there, a little bit bulkier helmet look. Then, with the unmasked Jason Todd head, here's the three Jokers Red Hood body with the unmasked Jason Todd head, holding the three Jokers head under his arm as if he just took his helmet off. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 6.9 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 17.5 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that much. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, giving a good amount of personality. Shoulders on ball joint, goes up about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit more. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. There is a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, just increase that range of motion there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. His wrist here can rotate and it's hinged, but minimally. In his torso, he's got a ball joint, rotate around, go forward and back. Another ball joint in his waist, rotate around, go forward and back. Give him a pretty good range of motion in his torso area. Now these are the different legs I put on him, but they're 100% the same, so the articulation will not change. Pretty much do splits, not a ball joint, but a similar type of concept. Rotation is pretty minimal. Legs go forward about that far, back, not at all. Double jointed knees below that. Then his ankle here, it's got a ball in it, goes forward and back. Can rotate, can tilt and rock, and he's got toe articulation. Here's Jason Todd in his base or lair. He's getting ready to head out, grabs his helmet to put it on. Jason Todd gets on his motorcycle, drives through the city. He's out for revenge against Joker. The Red Hood invades one of Joker's hideouts, just shoots through his thugs, and heads right toward the Joker. The Joker and another one of his thugs approaches Red Hood. Joker looks at his two dead thugs on the floor and says, "What have you done?" Joker then pulls out a pistol and shoots his other thug, showing he has no disregard for human life. Red Hood proceeds to tie up Joker, starts to beat him with a crowbar. At first, the Joker's just laughing maniacally, begging for more. And after hours of this treatment, his song isn't quite so strong. He seems to be whimpering and writhing in agony. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here's Red Hood next to the rest of the three Jokers wave. I've got everybody except for Batman. He's a pre-order to Amazon but delayed. It's not available at Walmart.com or GameStop.com yet. He should be very shortly. I also want to track down the unpainted, artist-proof, Platinum Chase variant of Red Hood. Here's McFarlane's first release of Red Hood. This one's based off his appearance in the New 52. Drop me a line in the comments below. Which Red Hood do you like better? The New 52 Red Hood or the Three Jokers Red Hood? They are both absolutely fantastic figures, depending on which look you're going for. I think I might prefer the Three Jokers Red Hood, and that is a bold statement. It looks very nice. The hood, the head sculpt is a little bit better, a little bit more modernized. I love his armored red suit underneath. Just depends on if you want that iconic biker look with the bat symbol on the chest, or if you want something a little more modern. He looks similar to Task Force Z. Now they're both Batman allies and members of the Batman family, but when I look at the New 52 Red Hood, I think more an agent of the Bat, and when I look at the Three Jokers Red Hood, I think more an independent anti-hero on his own. And here are all three different versions of Jason Todd, or the Red Hood that McFarlane has made. We have the New 52 design, then we have the New 52 design unmasked, and the Three Jokers. Here are all three of the former Robins that have gotten figures in their modern outfits: Nightwing, Red Hood, and the current Damian Wayne as Robin. Notice I saved a slot open for Tim Drake as Red Robin. He's on one of the upcoming leaked lists for McFarlane Toys, so we should have him within the next 6 months. Really hoping it's a rebirth version. Now let's check him out next to some McFarlane Batman figures. Since I don't have the Three Jokers Batman yet, and I'm expecting him to be my favorite Batman yet, here he is next to a couple of other comic McFarlane Batman figures. Here's the Detective Comics number 1000 Batman, and the White Knight Batman. Then, next to a couple more comic Batman figures, this is a Dark Knight's Metal Batman, and a Hazmat Suit Batman. And here he is, with both a video game and movie Batman. Batman from Arkham Asylum and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now let's check him out next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Since you've already checked him out, next to the rest of the Three Jokers wave, here he is next to a couple different armored Lex Luthors in their power suits. And then, next to Lobo and Superboy Prime. And here, next to a Birds of Prey Harley Quinn and a Mortal Kombat 11 Joker. Three Jokers? Question mark. Here's Red Hood next to 8 different McFarlane Joker figures. There's another one coming real soon for the Dark Knight Returns. Now let's check him out next to some of the Red Hood figures. Here he is with all the different McFarlane Red Hood releases. Now I've also got these figures from left to right. This Red Hood was the second Red Hood that I got. I had one from the 2-pack and one from the single release. I put the unmasked Mattel head on there. He's got the Domino mask on, so it's a little bit different than the standard Red Hood with the helmet on. The Three Jokers Red Hood, the unmasked Red Hood. And this is really nothing. It's just an extra piece of fodder. I had an extra Red Hood body and an extra Cyberpunk V head. That was from making my Jason Todd in civilian attire, McFarlane style. Here are all the different DC Direct and DC Collectibles Red Hood figures next to the Three Jokers Red Hood. Then, next to a couple of Mattel Red Hood figures. Here's the Three Jokers Red Hood next to an old custom Red Hood I made a long time ago from Marvel Legends body. I made this Red Hood years before any company made one. And here are all the different Red Hood figures that I have. Looking forward to the upcoming McFarlane Gotham Knights Red Hood. Here he is, next to a few other DC Direct Jason Todd figures that are not in the Red Hood outfits. We have Jason Todd as Hush, Jason Todd as Batman, and Jason Todd as the Arkham Knight. Although in my action figure collection, I use the Arkham Knight as a completely separate character. Then, with a Mafex Jason Todd as Hush, here's the 3 Jokers Red Hood, next to a custom McFarlane Jason Todd in civilian attire. I threw together V from Cyberpunk, his body, and the unmasked Jason Todd's head. Thought it worked pretty good. Then, next to a smaller Jason Todd civilian attire, this is based on Marvel Legends body, 6-inch scale. Here's Red Hood, next to a couple of Mattel DC Universe Classics Dick Grayson as Robin figures. They made 2 variations. In my action figure world, I always used one as Dick Grayson and one as Jason Todd. In the original DC continuity, they used the same costume, so it worked out for me. Here's the McFarlane Jason Todd 3 Jokers Red Hood, next to a couple of DC Direct Joker as Red Hood figures. Here he is, next to a bunch of DC Direct Capullo Red Hood gang members. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. Here he is, with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. Now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here, with some NECA figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here, with some Mafex figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, he is a very nice figure. I think I like him better than the original Red Hood, and that's more of his iconic look, but this one has iconic features, and a little more modernized. I just think this one looks a little bit better. I like the head better. I like the torso and jacket area better as well. This guy's articulation's good. His accessories are garbage. The crowbar's nice, but he should have some guns too. I totally get it's not McFarlane's fault. The sculpt and paint job are excellent. I see no blemishes there whatsoever. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, but that's my version that has the gun holsters reattached. The regular version, probably give him a 7 out of 10. Once again, I know it's not McFarlane's fault. It's just the way things are with DC figures. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.